In the dimly lit room, shadows danced across the walls as two figures faced off in a deadly dance of vengeance and retribution. Jus, the remorseless assassin whose name sent shivers down the spines of even the most hardened criminals, stood poised and unyielding. Before him, Kodo, fueled by the flames of vengeance, brandished his machete with a steady hand, his eyes ablaze with determination. The air crackled with tension, thick with the promise of violence. Bullets and blades clashed, filling the room with the deafening roar of combat. Jus, ever the cunning predator, wasted no time in unleashing a barrage of gunfire in Kodo's direction, each shot ringing out like a death knell in the silent chamber. But Kodo was faster, his reflexes honed by years of training and hardship. With lightning speed, he raised his machete, the blade gleaming in the dim light as it intercepted the deadly rain of bullets. Each strike was met with a resounding clash, the metal singing a haunting melody of battle and bloodshed. With a swift and decisive motion, Kodo surged forward, his machete poised to strike. In a single fluid motion, he brought the blade down with unerring accuracy, severing Jus' right arm from his body. Remarkably, Jus showed no sign of pain, his expression a mask of stoic indifference as he stared down his opponent. Undeterred by his loss, Jus reached under the table, his left hand closing around the grip of a second hidden gun. With a steely resolve, he aimed the weapon straight at Kodo, his finger tightening on the trigger. But Kodo was quicker still, his movements a blur of motion as he launched himself forward once more. With a second slash of his machete, Kodo severed Jus' left arm, leaving him defenseless and vulnerable. Blood sprayed across the room, pooling around Jus' crumpled form as he collapsed to the ground, his strength waning with each passing moment. Yet even in the face of death, Jus remained defiant, his eyes burning with a fierce intensity as he gazed up at his adversary. "I have done so many cruel things in my whole life," he whispered, his voice barely a whisper in the stillness of the room. "Earth-shattering things. Perhaps history will remember my name as the most cruel person in humanity." His words hung heavy in the air, a solemn reminder of the darkness that lurked within the human soul. Memories of his past deeds flashed before his eyes, a haunting montage of violence and bloodshed that had defined his existence. But amidst the chaos and the carnage, one name stood out above all others, a name that had ignited the flames of his madness and driven him to commit unspeakable acts of cruelty. Rayi, the woman whose memory haunted him still, even in the throes of death. Rayi. Jus screamed and his voice echoed through the room, filled with longing and regret. In his final moments, he gazed into the void, searching for a glimpse of hope. There, in the midst of his vision, he saw her. Rayi, his beloved, his angel. A faint and tender silhouette, haunting his memory. Kodo raised his machete. The blade swept from right to left. Jus' head fell to the ground, eyes still wide open. In those final moments, Rayi's face lingered, an ethereal presence in his cruel gaze. And so, the assassin met his end, chasing echoes of love and regret into eternity.